Welcome back to Dork Points, everybody. This is Ron, and tonight we are talking about 10 super cheap games you've never heard of that you must play. Yes, starting with Freak Out Calamity TV show. Hey, anybody like Smash TV? You remember Smash TV? That's a long time ago. I'm an old person, so just be aware of that. But Smash TV was one of my favorite arcade games, and I think they brought it over to the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. I think there was a Super Smash TV for the Super Nintendo, but I only played it in the arcade, and God, I loved this game back in the day, or that game, I should say. But this is a loving appropriation of that, and they do a lot of different and creative stuff with that idea. They make it better, and the levels are short and tight, so it's hard. It's really, really hard, but they keep it short enough where, I mean, hell, I beat the game. I don't know if there's an easy setting, but I probably beat the game on easy. Anyway, moving on to Corridor Z. Now, I know you're going to look at this and be like, rolling your eyes. Yes, it is an endless runner where zombies chase you. You have to move left, right, in a very... and also up and down, like hitting those things in the rafters, and then you have to press down to, like, get weapons and ammo that'll be sitting on the floor. It doesn't look that complicated, but coming back to it again and playing it again just for this video, you really have to get in sync with this game. I played it for so long. I was trying to 100% it. There's no platinum for it, but I was trying to 100% it, and it took me quite a while to do that, and I got really good at the game. There's a couple different set pieces other than the hall, like you can see here, but then it goes back to the hall. You're in a school, so you get the cafeteria, you get the football field, and a couple other areas. I think the nurses area. Anyway, it's great. All right, moving on to Dangerous Golf. Yes, you see a theme here. All these games, and you know, yeah, they're all gimmicky, but they're all great. And again, none of these games were over $1.99 or $2.99 at the most. They were all super cheap, and they're all super fun to play. So if you're looking for something fun and addictive at a low cost, this is the stuff. And yeah, Dangerous Golf, kind of like Danger Zone or Burnout. It's good. All right, moving on to Perfect Angle. I think this one was 99 cents. Again, here's the gimmick. You need to get the angle correct in order to make the image work, and that's, I think, the first or second. Yeah, there we go, level 2. Congratulations. It gets much harder, and also what's cool about it is it reminds me of Superliminal. I actually played Superliminal, and then I saw this, and I was like, wow. It's not the makers of Superliminal, but as the game progresses, you kind of have to do the same things you do in Superliminal with perspective and stuff, and that's very interesting. Also, the story to this game is weirdly interesting. It's a story of a father and a daughter going to the Olympics, and then there's a story of a terrorist who is placing a bomb at the Olympics, and we don't know if they're the same person. It's interesting. All right. Red Wings Aces of the Sky. This one's easy to talk about, simple. I think, again, $1.99. I paid for it. It's you can play as the Americans or the British, the Allies. It's World War I, though, so it's not the Allies. But you can play as, like, the Red Baron. I don't know if you're actually the Red Baron. But there's 20 levels each, so 40 levels total. Dear God. Yeah, it's... the ring levels, I should say, aren't the best. I don't like flying through rings. Alright, moving on to Leo's Fortune. Leo's Fortune, unfortunately, has left PS Extra, and I did not save any footage of it, but if you look back to my very first video about games that are leaving the PlayStation, you will see live, actual gameplay footage of this. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get any right now. But it's a great game. It's always super cheap, even, I think, at its regular price, it's $6.99. It's kind of a... I wouldn't call it a gravity game. It has some of the aspects of like Super Meat Boy. Basically, you're a ball, and when you puff yourself out, you're lighter than air. And when you condense yourself, you can become heavy and stomp on things. It's just a great game. Check it out. All right, Think of the Children. This one, it's another gimmicky one. So you're a parent and you have to wrangle children. It's very Minecrafty looking, or what was that game, Mega Zombie? It has that cool look to it. But each set piece is a bunch of kids running around, and then you have to be the parent and wrangle them and prevent them from dying. And you know, this is just me playing solo, but if you are playing this with 2 to 4 players, and I've played with a couple people on this, it is so much fun and so rewarding. It's super simple, but I would take this over Party Hard any day. Party Hard's very similar, but you know what? I can play this game with my daughter, and she enjoys it. So, there you go. Alright, now moving on to Away. Again, all of these video games have been in other videos or something. I just wanted to highlight them because they are all really good and nobody seems to know about them. Away, I don't know anything about this game other than like it's beautiful to look at. It seems like it's based on like a manga or an anime or something. I don't know if it is, but it must not have done well. I love the game. I love the hub world. The only downside, I would say, is you see those levels, that entrance there? Those are the levels. And when you go into the level, everything is randomly generated, kind of like a roguelike or whatever you call it. All those levels are randomly generated, and you have to, you know, do it perfect and come back in one piece. But, yeah, I liked it. All right, moving on to Zombie Vikings. This is another game that rewards you for playing with multiple people. Oh, but look at these characters. Look at this character design. This is so good. Oh my god, just look at them. Whoever does these designs, this is the same people who did Stick It to the Man. This is the same people who did Flipping Death. And those games, they're puzzle solvers. They're okay. But this is a slasher. It's a fighter. It's like Streets of Rage with swords, and you can play 4 different Norwegian Viking dead corpses zombies things, and when you're playing it with 4 people, even 1, it's pretty fun. Like, the sense of humor and everything about it is great, and the fact that it's a slasher makes it so much better than Stick It to the Man or Flipping Death. I highly recommend it. Play it with friends. It's good, and it's always cheap. Alright, and our final game of the night is Murdered Soul Suspect. Now, Murdered Soul Suspect is another game that I've mentioned in some video, like Great Games You Never Heard Of, or something like that, but to this day, I haven't met anybody else who has played this game, and, you know, obviously, I've said this a million times, I'm a big fan of Soul Reaver. So what this game is it's Detective Soul Reaver. So if that piques your interest at all, or if you even understand what the hell I'm saying right now, buy this game. It is so good. All the powers and the deductive stuff too is much less annoying than those Sherlock Holmes games. It's great. It just has all that stuff. You can move through walls, you can jump over high things. There are some authentically scary parts to it as well, and the story is just super satisfying. And yeah, I don't know if I need to say anything else. You play as a ghost, and you have ghost powers, like I said, and that's not a spoiler. You basically die at the beginning of the game. But yeah, everything about this game is good. It might be a little too short, but other than that, oh my god, get it. Alright, Dork Points, fully earned. Thank you very much, and good night.